Hello, Murray Newlands with your story here in San Francisco with Aaron from Modify Watches. This is a fantastic company. They've built a great product. If you love customized watches, if you want to have something unique, and increasingly people want something unique, they've built a passionate user base around their product. So Aaron, how did this come about?
So I started this in 2010 after business school with a buddy of mine, Gary. And we took a product that we thought was really cool, which were these interchangeable watches. So you can pop the face in and out. It's very simple, very low tech. And we took two things that we're super passionate about, and we built the company around those. So the first one was really tight connections with our customers. So we write a handwritten note with every order, and we've done that since day one. And the second was deep customization. So you can get anything you want on the face of the watch.
And how did this start to take off?
Sure. So there were two things that really made it take off. The first was the intense focus on customer service. As a startup, you don't really have a marketing budget, and so our fans really told the story for us. The second is we did a lot of custom products for big companies. So we did a $40,000 order with Google in our third month in business. And then we've done watches with Nike and Gatorade and Microsoft and HP and a bunch of big brands. So it's the secret side of customization.
How did those deals with people like Google and Microsoft come?
I think a big piece is you kind of got to create your own luck on those. You've got to meet a lot of people and you've got to be thinking about how to do it. At the end of the day, somebody will purchase if they see value in your product. So the fact that we earned a lot of press, that we had this very passionate fan base, we could direct a business customer early on to our Facebook page. They could see our fans saying, "We love you guys, you've done an awesome job," etc. And then it's very easy for a company to say, "Oh, this is great, I'll do it."
And you've just moved into a new office. You've got a whole team of people here.
Yeah, there are 8 of us.
What caused you to make that shift?
So after about 2 years of being on my couch, I moved to a different city. So I moved from Berkeley, which is a university town in San Francisco. It's 10 miles, but kind of a different world. And then we worked in kind of an old textile factory. And we kind of got sick of there not being paper towels in the bathroom. It wasn't very clean, and we eventually outgrew it. So we finally moved into a nicer office. Now, we still have low ceilings, but other than that, it's a really good place.
Now, as an entrepreneur getting started, what lessons have you learned that you could convey to other entrepreneurs around the world?
Yeah, so I think the first thing is I did my first startup at about 27. I turned 32 next month. So this is my second startup. My biggest lesson learned is I should have just started earlier. So you're going to make a ton of mistakes. You're not going to know what you're doing, whether it's about team or your strategy or how you market or your presence, everything. And so the biggest lesson I've learned is you should have started earlier. The second is having much better technology in your company is absolutely critical, because as you try to scale a business, it's really fun to kind of do everything manually and do your analysis manually, but the better your tech is, the better your data is, the better you'll be.
And, okay, so Zappos for shoes,
yeah,
and you for watches.
Yeah, absolutely.
What's next?
So we've got a couple different ideas. The two big ones are we are in the middle of a Kickstarter campaign right now to do one-off customization. So right now, for us to do this guy, cost us about $3,000, right? Because we had to do it overseas, and then we had to do order minimums and everything. And soon we'll be able to do a custom watch for $10 in the US. So we're going to do the production in San Francisco. The second is we're trying to take all of our lessons about modularity. So kind of how somebody buys a modular product, a custom product, is very different than how you might buy a watch off the rack. And so take those lessons and translate them across different categories. And our hope is to do sunglasses sometime next year. So you would have interchangeable sunglasses where maybe the temples would be different from the lenses.
So if you're a Modify fan, get ready for demand sunglasses right now.
Madi goggles, I don't know. We're coming up with a fun name for it.
Demand that they happen, and they'll happen sooner.
Absolutely. Demand and a big check, anything like that would be great, right?
You've got a Kickstarter. It's very successful. Why has that been so successful? What have been some key tips for that?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing with the Kickstarter campaign, it's kind of like anything with the business. You can't assume you'll just tip, right? So we've had big press and you get a big day one day and then all of a sudden it peters out. With Kickstarter, it's all about your fans and your community and frankly your friends and your family. And you got to bug them and you got to say, I need you to get the word out, because you've got to hit different networks. And so we're about 70% of the way there on our Kickstarter campaign. We've got over 500 backers, and so many of those have come from friends and family kind of spreading the word.
If you could say one thing to your fans, what would it be?
Thank you. I mean, the whole company has been built with our fans. They name our watches, they choose the colors. Now they're supporting us on Kickstarter, so it's just thank you.
If people want to find out more information and follow you, connect with you, how do they do that?
Yeah, so we love to connect with our fans. The best way to do it is probably on Twitter at Modify Watches. That's MODIFY Watches. The other way is modifywatches.com. And of course, if it's on Kickstarter, modifywatches.com/Kickstarter.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Good luck
you.
with the event tonight.
Thank you. Thank you.
Murray Newlands with your story. I'll see you next time.